and I'll give you a little update. Well done, mate. That's great. I can see the all the comments are starting to come in already, which is absolutely awesome. But what we're going to do is take you along here. We've got a lot of people that have been asking us about how things are going here. Is the river dropping? Is the freeway bridge open? Well, let me tell you, if you're watching this, that freeway bridge, if that ever had to close, we're all in trouble. I doubt very much whether that'll ever close. So, what I'll do, just stick with me live, if you've just joined us. Now, just to give you an example for those that are joining us for the first time, and we have a lot of viewers overseas, I've noticed, which is great. Since yesterday afternoon, we must have had 60 or 70 messages to our Facebook site, including media outlets in Europe and in America, asking permission to use our site and to share our Facebook feed. And of course we're saying share it, tell the world. But all of this yesterday was underwater, the whole damn lot. So if you've just joined us, what I'm going to do, excuse the wobbly old phone at the moment, I'm just getting my umbrella sorted because it is raining reasonably heavy. We'll get over here. It's very, very slippery. It's very, very muddy. This was all underwater yesterday. When I walked through here a little while ago, someone must have moved them. There must have been about 15 fish sitting, or just, well, sitting, of course, laying. Rest in peace to the fish. But hang on, let me just get over here and let's have a bit of a look here. So this is the boat ramp area. You can see the water absolutely smashing its way down. The river has dropped. There's no doubt about that. If you look in the distance between the pylons, the river was up over onto River Road. So it has dropped. The SES officially are saying remain vigilant, especially downriver in the Hawkesbury. The Hawkesbury is really getting hammered at the moment. All bridges are closed. Certain parts of Yarramundi, there are people that are literally landlocked. G'day to a good friend of mine, Michael Walton. He's down there. All bridges are closed. They can't get out, but they've got plenty of food and they'll do their thing and they'll bunker down for a few days, and that's what it's all about. But whilst they're saying be vigilant, we must do that. We must remain very, very aware, because flood waters can be so dangerous. I mean, I just had to chip a bloke who was literally right on the edge of the river with his young son a short time ago. There's no need for you to comment about it. I know exactly the comments you're going to make. But at the end of the day, you just have to be sensible. You don't get down on the riverbank. If you slip, you might go under, and it's all over Red Rover. But this here is the mighty Nepean River. All this water is coming out of the Blue Mountains, over the Warragamba Dam, out of the catchment area. It's been absolutely smashing it down for the last 72 hours. A lot of people are saying they've never seen anything like this. Well, a lot of the older folk, I have to put myself in that category now, but you'll remember the old floods of 1978. I don't remember the floods of 1961. I just wasn't around. But if you look back on our Facebook site a little bit earlier, you'll actually see one of the great, or two great photos that was sent into the site by Patricia Dunlop. Now, Patricia was in her final year of nursing at Nepean Hospital, and she went down there with one of her nursing mates and took those two photos. And Patricia, I know you're on the site now, and I know you're a great fan of the site, and thank you so much for your ongoing support, and thank you very much for taking the time to get those photos and send them in to our site. But you know what? Let's go back to 1961. And thanks, Patricia, in your old box brownie, I guess it would have been back then, for taking the time to take the picture. Now, no need for anyone to jump on and say stay away from the water's edge. Images can be a little deceiving. I am 20 odd metres away from that edge, and I'll tell you now, I treat the edge of river or floods like I treat the edge of cliff faces. I don't go, or edges of cliffs, I just don't take any chance. I could guarantee you if you went another 6 or 7 metres that way, you'd be just sliding down. There's a duck just floating down the river, and off he goes. Look, this is really an incredible sight. So if you just joined us, stay with me, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take us along the riverbank here. Now, we're coming to you from the opposite end of the Bridge Riverwalk that we came from yesterday. And of course, yesterday I nearly ran into a tree. Yesterday we came from the other end at the log cabin, and that was just a sight to be seen, seeing so many people on that new walk bridge just enjoying the spectacle. And I know, look, the media was saying that people should not come to the area, and I get that. In areas that have been closed off and are being evacuated, etc. But you know what? There's a thing called human nature, and honestly, there are so many people here. I bumped into a police officer about an hour ago, and I was having a chat, and I said to him, "How's it all been going?" And he said, "Mate, I've got to tell you, it's been so well behaved. People have been well behaved on the roads, everything." And you look down here with the road system, people have just been down here driving along, checking it out, respectful with parking. They're really not getting close to the edges, which is great. The odd one or two here and there, but you're always going to get that. If you're coming to us for the first time now, this is the car park at the restaurants are all over there, and we're going to just take a little walk. The river yesterday, to give you an example, all of this was under yesterday. So there's the line right through the car park there. You can see where the water went to. And you'll see some evidence up here where the kids' play equipment still got all the remnants of the river floating on by. Now, at this stage, what I want to do as well, I can see there's around about 1,500 people that are watching us live. A big thank you to all of you for your ongoing support of our Memories of Penrith site. We are, in general terms, we're a site that loves Penrith, and we'll talk about Penrith and we'll show the old historic photos and do all those wonderful things. We don't profess to be a live news medium, but in moments like this, we believe it really important to give people sensible updates. And that's what we do through fire and through flood and other things. And it's our commitment to the region. If you need anything from an emergency point of view, do not rely on any of the sites that aren't the official sites. And that goes for media sites. You must rely on the SES, you must rely on the RFS and the various government sites that are giving you live updates. That's really, really important. I can see an amazing amount of comments being made. If you're watching this right now, jump on your keyboard, give us a like, share this live feed, but more importantly, say g'day to us. Let us know where you are, because we love reading the comments. We will get back to most people at some point. Now here, let's just get down here a bit. Hang on, I'm getting disoriented here. Oh yeah, of course. So, we've got the little picnic areas down here. Oh yeah, there's the track. Well, there's no running today, I can tell you now. There's no getting out and about today. So if you're a Memories of Penrith fan, you just want to delay that little bit of exercise you want to do, and you can do that a little bit later on. A couple of bins floating down the river at the minute. We're going to make our way along here. You can see the kids' play equipment. Oh, don't tell me. Well, look, this is going to get a few people talking. There are people on the play equipment. Anyway, I'll just sit back and let people say whatever they want to say. Just keep it nice. You can see one of the picnic tables there that is well and truly underwater. So let me make my way through here. Rightio. So, anyway, I'll just put that down to kids will be kids. So we're just making our way along the riverbank here now. I'm not going to go through that because that is as muddy as they come. But I will just jump my way back up here to the main walkway that I'll cut back down, and then you can see even more evidence of how high this flood got yesterday. So if you've just joined us, the update is that the river has gone down somewhat. The SES was joining us live, but they got called out on a flood rescue. There are warnings in place downriver in the Hawkesbury region. So if you're in the Hawkesbury, you need to remain very vigilant. Floods, unlike fires that can just pop up in your backyard and take off like a rocket, at least you know when a flood is coming and you've got time to get yourself sorted. So don't be one of those people that drive through the floods. There's just no need. Don't get too close to the floodwaters. They are doing a lot of rescues, but thankfully, according to the SES, they've been controlled rescues. So that's what we want to hear. Look at that, there's a duck in the water. He's having a great time. So the walkway is probably, I don't know, just before that tree line, and that's where people would run normally and be part of the bridge to bridge run. I could keep walking all the way to the log cabin, but I won't. But it is pretty much like this the entire way. I was there a couple of hours ago. There's little pockets where the water is breaching the entire area, the little picnic areas. Yesterday, in fact, I will show you this. I think it'll give you a good example. See, so yesterday's flood, the entire kids' equipment there was underwater. The flood water was pretty well up to just beyond where I'm standing now. So that's a 2 metre drop, I would think. And if you look into the distance, you can actually see that picnic table there. That picnic table, just the roof was sticking out yesterday. That gives you a very good example as to, well, where the level of this flood was. And not only that, gives you a very good example as to how much this has dropped. The SES are saying officially that yes, it's dropping, but remain vigilant because there is a lot of water that is now currently absolutely tumbling over Warragamba Dam. If the rain is bucketing down up in the catchment, we don't see the result here for many hours. I know that's a little hard to understand sometimes, but it's just how it is. If you look at Glenbrook Gorge, for example, Glenbrook Gorge yesterday was at 6 metres. That's right. But keep in mind the February 2019 flood, it set a record down there, double that. But it was at 6 metres, and I dare say it would have gone more. I just don't have that information. But I know for a fact it was at 6 metres at one point. But the water is flooding so fast down the Pean River. Imagine Glenbrook Gorge, all that water, and indeed Erskine Creek, coming out of the mountains. It just can't get into the river system as quickly as it would normally get in. And it banks up, it floods, on goes the story. And here in the Blue Mountains, or there in the Blue Mountains, because I'm here on the banks of the Nepean River, but there in the Blue Mountains currently, there is still massive amounts of water that is just absolutely flooding over or flooding down through the systems, through the creek systems, and flooding into the Warragamba Dam catchment. I can see a lot of messages coming through. I can't read them at the moment. But please, if you've got messages, anything to do with safety, don't ask it on this site. You go to the appropriate SES sites for that. If you've got any other questions, please feel free to ask them. And if we get a chance, we'll certainly have a look at them. But that's a tree. I've just noticed it. I mean, you probably noticed that before I did. And the other thing I want to say briefly, and I know I've got a lot of people on this site, and I know the Penrith City Council are on our site all the time, and we've had many discussions with them over the years with various things. But I can tell you now, when this is over, we're going to look at those Penrith City Council employees and just give them a damn high five. They've got a lot of work to do. So if your local park is overgrown with grass, just don't whinge about it, because they have a lot of work to do. Mowing grass. They're going to be coming out. I don't know if they bring contractors in or whatever they're going to do, but they're going to have to get the mud off all the paths. I mean, look at this. There's a tree sitting in the picnic area. I mean, come on. Anyway, what I'm going to do, I'm going to stay live because we are live, and I might as well stay because this is a track that you can actually walk. And I want to, oh, look at this. Okay. There we go. We've got a family of fish. Mum and Dad and the kids. That's unbelievable. There's another one. And another. There's 3 more. Wow. That is incredible. Now remembering, I'll just jump up over here. Remembering earlier I said in the live broadcast there was about 20 of them up there at the wharf. Somebody must have cleaned them up because they're gone. But I have already seen the council workers here. So just back to the Penrith Council, they've got a lot of work to do. So cut them a break. I mean, look at all this. They're not just going to leave this. They're going to have to wait till this all dries out. They're then going to have to come in and get all the lawns mowed, ready for people to start enjoying this again. They've got to come here with their blowers and clean it all up. So there's a lot of work to do for a lot of people. So Penrith City Council, thumbs up to you, and best of luck for the, I dare say, probably the month ahead, if not more. So I'm just taking this track now. This is the track, a normal running track that you would take here on the banks of the Nepean River. I can see some people commenting from overseas. I thank you for that. If you're watching it and you haven't commented, let us know where you are. All right, my feet are now officially soaking wet, but that's okay. So that's that junction there where people go for a bit of a run. Some rubbish floating down the river, but you're going to get that. Bunch of ducks there. Oh, it's a soccer ball. That's good. Soccer season's about to start. All right, I'm just going to take this walk and just see where it takes me. We're live. I might as well stay live and continue the walk and just see what I can see. But thank you so much for your ongoing support. Coming to you live from the Nepean River, where we've just witnessed one of the biggest floods in our history. If you look back on our Facebook site a little bit earlier, you'd actually see the photos from 1961, and I did say in the comments, or the preamble, that opposite the rowing club there used to be a beach. And of course the Nepean River, go back 100 years, has forever changed, just like the entry into the Nepean River from the Glenbrook Creek. It's now got a beach, but you know what? In another week, when it all subsides, who knows what'll be there. And that's the beauty of the river systems. They have been changing forever for thousands and thousands of years. So I'm just going to make my way along here. There's more play equipment for kids, and I know that went under as well. And then I'm going to dip down to the left, and I said I wouldn't walk to the log cabin. And I can tell you now I'm not. And I know I have a lot of friends on this Facebook site that live on Nepean Avenue and around the suburbs there. Maybe throw your kettle on. All right. So I know this equipment up here went under as well. Last night was an interesting night for so many people in Jemison Town and South Penrith. I have had a lot of questions, by the way, I've just thought of it, regarding that complex right there. And people worry because they've got people living there and staying there. That is totally okay. There's no issue there. The simple facts are some of the the scary questions we get is the M4 bridge closed. That'll never go under. And is the Nepean Shores open? And yes, that didn't close. I don't think it did. I may be corrected. So we'll just make our way here. And then I want to dip down and just see the impact that this flood has had. I know all this play equipment, it was lapping at the play equipment, and it wasn't totally under, but... Right, so for those that know this river walk, we're kind of going into more of the elevated area. So if you imagine being here right now, you would have to have this river go up another, I reckon, 3.5, 4 metres for it to actually flow over into that region there. So I'll just cut through the grass here. It is very, very muddy, and my shoes are very, very muddy. Hey, can I also, as the river flows past, I wonder how fast that's going. I mean, you'd hate to be there, seriously. I feel sorry for anyone that's ever found themselves, there you go, that's found themselves in that situation. But can I just say a big thumbs up to the SES. A thumbs up to the RFS, who are now picking up SES jobs and supporting them. I love this country for so many reasons. There is a couple of comments about being close to the edge. Let me just tell you, the video might be deceiving. I am 25 metres from that edge, and I will not go any closer. So safety is my middle name when it comes to this stuff. I never take risks in the bush, and I don't take risks around flooded roads or causeways or anything like that. But the thing I love about this country is the most amazing spirit that we have. I've been a member of the RFS since I was 12 years of age, and I saw my dad go off and fight the 1978 bushfires, and of course coincidentally straight after that was the big floods. And you know what, I've held in high esteem the volunteers of this nation since day dot of my thinking. And we are an amazing country, we really are. Where the doctor, the lawyer, the bloke in the fish and chip shop, the lady who's the nurse or working at the service station, or the unemployed, whatever, you quickly change and put on a yellow overalls, or you put on your orange overalls, and you become a well-respected volunteer in the community. So give it some thought if you're watching this and you want to become part of the great volunteer movement of this nation. You can join the SES, you can join the RFS. It doesn't matter. Join the St. John's Ambulance. I mean, it is just a great thing that we have going in this country from day dot of our existence. We just help each other, and that's what I love about it. So a big thumbs up to the SES today. They're people like you and I, and they're off getting in their boats, and they're off saving people, bringing people safely out of their houses and so on, which is absolutely fantastic. And a thumbs up to the RFS and all the other volunteer movements, and indeed the paid emergency services as well. I know they're paid. That's okay, because that's their career choice. But I tell you what, they still put their life on the line, and it's great to see them giving so much to this country. That is the Nepean River. It is absolutely flying down. Thanks for those wonderful comments that I'm reading. I'm seeing some amazing comments there, and thank you so much for the positive comments that you're giving me personally. I do have a background in media. I spent years in the radio industry, in television, and to me, and without talking it too much, but for me it's something I've done in the past, and it's something that I can give my experience to for the people of Penrith. And really, at the end of the day, that's all that matters. We have something like 33,000 people, or collectively about 50-odd thousand followers on our Memories sites. So a massive thank you to you all. I'm going to leave you all now. This is the Nepean River at the foot of the Blue Mountains. It is dropping at the moment, but the SES are saying remain vigilant. There's about 130 millimetres of rain expected in the catchment areas over the next 48 hours. But then, magically on Wednesday, what you're going to see is, I think, by memory, it's 29 degrees. And what's that? You need to be back in TV or radio, says Mel. I don't know you, Mel, but all those love hearts, that's a beautiful comment to say. Well, look, if there's anyone from the radio industry or the TV industry watching this, and you need a part-time dude to come on and just have some fun, don't pay me much money. I don't need it. It is fun. And I really loved my media days. They were awesome days. And I've got a lot of my media buddies that are sitting on this side as well, which is great. So moving forward, Wednesday, I think it's sitting at about 29 degrees, I read. So we're going to be back into warm weather. The thing is, this is moving so quick. This will drop. It does drop quickly because remembering this flood is being fed. It's being fed out of the Warragamba Dam. The moment the Warragamba Dam stops overflowing, the moment the water stops gushing in from all the gorges, you're going to see this drop substantially. But the threat isn't over for our great mates, our Aussie mates down there in the Hawkesbury. I've got a lot of friends down there. You need to remain vigilant. There's a lot of people in North Richmond. G'day, Linda, my great mate. Linda's a great community person. She runs the Nepean Football Association, and she lives over the bridge, and there's a lot of people I know living over that bridge. Well, you're stranded. Just make sure you got all your food sorted and just sit back and relax. You probably lost your NBN and your internet as well. It's all good. Okay, I'm going to leave it with you. If there's any more updates to do live, I will do that if I can get the SES area commander. If I can't, we'll just see where it all goes from there. Whatever you're doing today, wherever you are in the world, have an awesome day. Catch you later. Ah.